My dear friends, this is a personal tribute to three people in my life who have done so much for me in my recuperation. And often we take for granted, don't we? Yes, we do. I know I have. And we need little reminders, and today is one of them. And I pray it is for you. This is a personal tribute to Gaia, Mother Earth, who gives so lovingly and so generously to feed not only our hearts, but our mind, our body and soul. And yet we take so much for granted. And when you look at this beautiful planet Earth, and you see that in the 21st, 22nd century to be, despite our advances in technology, the iPhone, the iPad, the computer, we are none the wiser, really, are we? Oh yes, we can converse with friends in different parts of the world using Skype. But what about Gaia? What about the rainforests? What about the animal kingdom? So let us just recap for a moment, and let us just listen to the words, excuse me, from the book of Proverbs. Wisdom calls. Listen, wisdom is calling out in the streets and marketplaces, calling loudly at the city gates and wherever people come together. Foolish people, how long do you want to be foolish? How long will you enjoy pouring scorn on knowledge? Will you never learn? Listen when I reprimand you. I will give you good advice and share my knowledge with you. I have been calling you, inviting you to come, but you would not listen. You paid no attention to me. You have ignored all my advice and have not even been willing to let me correct you. So when you get into trouble, I will laugh at you. I will mock you when terror strikes, when it comes on you like a storm, bringing fierce winds of trouble, and you are in pain and misery. Then you will call for wisdom, but I will not answer. You may look for me everywhere, but you will not find me. You have never had any use for knowledge, and have always refused to obey your Lord. You have never wanted my advice, or paid any attention when I corrected you. So then you will get what you deserve, and your own actions will make you sick. Inexperienced people die because they reject wisdom. Stupid people are destroyed by their own lack of concern, but whoever listens to me will have security. He will be safe with no reason to be afraid. My dear brothers and sisters, I come to you not to convert you, and I certainly don't wish to use this to preach to you. Far be it. I too have been in that category for many, many years, where in my stubbornness of heart I made a rod for my own back, because I used to beat myself up. But today, with God's help, not with mine, I try to listen. But I am greatly influenced by the wonderful Gaia, Mother Earth. And as a Franciscan, you could say an independent Franciscan, I come in love. And Francis of Assisi inspires my heart. Why? Because he was an eco-warrior for Gaia. He encourages us to come to the supreme through the natural world, the Cathedral of God. Not in buildings like the Vatican and St. Paul's in London and St. Patrick's in New York, whilst beautiful places and places of great worship, my heart isn't in them. I don't find God in them, because the emphasis there is on decor. My God is in simplicity. My God is where my heart is. I've spent too many years searching for God, in buildings and monasteries, and the place where I have found him has been with nature. And the choristers who sing the praises of God to me are the birds, the wildlife. So Gaia has much to give you too. She can lead you by the hand to the great masters of the world, like Sri Chimoy, little Therese of Lisieux, Gandhi, the Lord Buddha, Vishnu, Ganesh, Krishna. Gaia isn't here to sell Christianity. Gaia does not do religion, nor does God. That is man. We have tried to create a template to use to connect us with God, but that template has destroyed us. When we look at Jerusalem, and that is why we set up the live stream channel, Heart to Soul Interfaith Prayer Channel, where each night we go live for 1 hour, where our friends join us. We read, we sing, we chant, we share, not for our ego, but we come in love for Gaia, for the restoration of Jerusalem, the heart chakra of our world. Because Jerusalem is the birthplace of 3 great faiths, Jew, Muslim and Christian. And we need to support Gaia. And we need to contact our spiritual teachers, whoever they are, and ask them to guide us to become a spiritual eco-warrior, an Olympian for 2012, and make this beautiful world shine out the light of the divine, instead of creating more wars and dissent. So many people today are living on the poverty line, looking for hope. So many are searching, but their lives are in turmoil, in crisis, because they don't know what peace is. I lived in Northern Ireland as a young nursing monk in the thick of the troubles in the late 60s, and it was very unpleasant. In fact, it was unnerving. But today we have moved on, and the peace process has allowed the people of Northern Ireland, a beautiful land, to live in peace. But there will always be individuals who cannot live with peace and who will destroy. And that is the antics of the Antichrist, to create division and disillusionment. But today we thank God for Gaia, the nature spirits, the 3 divas, the elementals and fairies. Now you know I've lost it. I haven't. But for me, as an independent Franciscan, I lived a solitary life, here from my own home. I don't do the church per se. I have a great respect for my church. I love the Catholic Church. But somehow along the way it's lost its potency. And I guess that's why in the 12th century, the Supreme invited Francis to come and show people an alternative route to God through the landscape, the natural world. And then, of course, in the last 100 years or so, we had a great woman of vision and simplicity, little Therese of Lisieux, whom I call Tess. And she's here behind me. You can see her statue on the window ledge. What a remarkable woman. She never left her cloister, but she's touched many lives and continues to do so today. And she introduced us, like Francis, to the little way of simplicity. Come back to your heart, dear friend, and recognize within your being the wonder of who you are. Jesus once said that when he died, many will come after him who will do even greater than he, who will perform bigger miracles than he. Who are these people? You and me. And many of us, some are afraid to step into his power and stand in the presence of God as a child of God, a co-creator of the divine. Well, today I invite you to join me and let us bring some love and light and blessing to every corner of the landscape where all will experience the peace of God.